Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Kay. Y'all, I cannot believe that we are already here at the end of the month. Like, it is the end of May. Like, this month has flown by so fast. Oh my gosh, like summer is here for real. So today we're gonna just hang out and talk about everything I read this month while I do a little bookish activity. I am living out my librarian dreams, okay? I bought me a barcode scanner and I plan to scan all of the books that I own into my Libib app. We're just gonna scan in all of my books and then talk about what I read this month. Y'all, I read 12 books this month. Most of them were through Kindle Unlimited and Libby, but compared to last month, this was such a good reading month for me. Let's just take a moment to clap it up for your girl, because she was reading, okay? I think a big part of that was leaning into audiobooks and immersive reading. I would read the audiobooks while I was working or at work, and then switch over to like physical books on the weekends or in the evenings or the weekends. So that combination really worked for me this month and helped me get through a lot more books than I normally would. So we're gonna do like a little rapid fire where I go through all of the books that I read, and then we'll spend a little bit more time on the books that actually stood out to me this month. And no, these are not the books that I read this month. These are just the books on my shelves. Like I stated before, most of all of the books that I read were from Kindle Unlimited or Libby. So I'll like put the cover up so that y'all can see what the cover is. The books that I read this month, let me think about it. I read The Midnight Library by Michael Haig, I think. Soul Searching by Lila Sage. This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, and The Close Up by Kennedy Ryan. And what else did I read? I read Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. Sugar Baby by B. Love. The Blood Trials and The Blood Gift by Annie Davenport. Mile High by Liz Tom40, I think. It's Tom40. And I also read book 2 by her, which is The Right Move. Whispers of the Lake by Sonora Williams. And then The Husbands by Holly Gramazio, I think is her name. Those are the books that I read this month, as well as I did have one book that I DNF'd, and that is Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood. And I'll tell y'all why I DNF'd that book. It just didn't really pull me in. I had the audiobook and the ebook. It wasn't for me. So I decided that I didn't want to continue that book, so I DNF'd it. And yeah, that's just that on that. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't read it. Some people really enjoyed that book. It just wasn't for me. Now, for the top books that I did enjoy this month, The Midnight Library. Let's talk about that. At first, I was kind of like a little skeptical. I wasn't really sure that I would be that interested in the book because of the way that it started out. Like, the chapters were kind of like super short, and I was a little confused at first. But as time went on and I continued to read more, it was definitely one of those stories that were kind of thought-provoking in a sense, and it made me kind of look at how I was feeling in my own life. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I definitely would recommend it. Y'all, I feel like a librarian for real, because some of these books ain't scary. But I definitely would recommend that book. And not this one either. I'm gonna have to figure that out later. The next book that I really enjoyed, and when I say enjoyed, I mean like I went through that book pretty quickly, was Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. Now, with Kindred, I have been wanting to read an Octavia E. Butler book for so long. My sister actually introduced me. I won't say introduced me, but she talked about reading the Parable of the Sower a lot. And I thought that was what I was going to start on with, but I ended up starting with Kindred. So that book was a wild ride because one, it took like time travel, and then you time travel back into like the slavery times. And oh my gosh, like, yes, a whole bunch of emotions, a whole bunch of feelings of how I would have navigated that situation if it were me. Yeah, I don't know how that would have went, but the book all in all was definitely a great read. I thought that this book would be really good as a series or a movie. I did not know that they actually created a series for it, so I was like, let me go check it out. Only to come to find out that they only did one season and then it was canceled. So, yeah. I don't even know, was it one season? It was like 8 episodes. But they ended up canceling it. And I was like, okay, well, is it really worth me watching the whole 8 episodes? And I ended up going and watching it. I did do a little research on it, only to realize that a lot of people weren't happy with the fact with the series because they felt like it wasn't close to what the book was talking about or how the book went. And that's the thing with series and TV adaptations and movie adaptations, is that you don't really know if they're going to kind of keep it. You would love for them to keep it like the book, but some of them, they fall flat. So I didn't know if it was really worth me going and watching it. I did end up watching the first 2 episodes and they were okay. It definitely didn't go like how the book went to me, but it was okay. I didn't go past 2 episodes. I probably will end up watching it, but like, is there a point? Because if I get to the end and there's nothing there, I'm going to be upset, right? Because I can't watch it because y'all not going to bring it back. But all in all, I definitely think that it's good. I am looking to read more of Octavia E. Butler's books. I probably will start with the Parable of the Sower. I heard that a lot of her books really resonate with what we have going on in the world today. And that's kind of cool. So I definitely want to check out more of her books to see what she has to offer. I've been on Kennedy Ryan like tough. I have like a whole Kennedy Ryan section. I've read her Hoop series, and I started the Skyland series. So I've already read Before I Let Go, and I wanted to read to get back into that series because a friend of mine was asking for book recommendations, and they said that they read Before I Let Go. And I was like, well, if you read Before I Let Go, then you should just go ahead and continue the series. But then I'm like, how am I gonna tell you to continue the series and I ain't even finished the series? Ain't that crazy? That's kind of backwards, right? So I picked up This Could Be Us, and man, when I tell you, so girl, I feel like I would have been on the episode of Snapped, like for real. I could not. Her husband took her through, but that was such a great emotional book of love and discovery, and really just finding yourself and being able to stand on your own. But yeah, this was such a beautiful, beautiful written story. Kennedy Ryan always pulls at my heartstrings. little cart is getting heavy. I might have to transition these. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I got a lot of dang on books. Any Davenport. Now, I have been on Any Davenport since, what was it, Our Vicious Oaths. Like, Our Vicious Oaths was such a great fantasy read for me. Anytime I can read about Black characters in a fantasy novel, oh my gosh. And then not only that, the MMC had a damn grill. Like, come on now. Like, girl, really? But yeah, so I read, it's a duology, the Blood Trials and the Blood Trials and the Blood Gift. I was so into the Blood Trials. Dang, what is her name? Kenna. I was so into her story. It definitely is there is a lot going on in the book. I'm just gonna say, check your triggers. The Blood Gift, it was the continuation of the story, and yeah, I didn't really I feel like I missed a lot in that book. I have to go back and reread it. I definitely want to reread, but yeah, I enjoyed that book. And then the last book that I read this month was The Husbands. Now, I wanted this book to be good, and the only reason why I say I didn't DNF it, I enjoyed it. I felt like it was a great little funny read, but I felt like it fell flat. I felt like there was more. It could have given more than it gave. So in The Husband, she up into the attic. Another husband comes down, so she keeps getting husbands. The attic keeps just producing husbands, and I thought that there was going to be some super meaningful reason, or her character was going to evolve in some way from this, but it really just didn't do that at all. And I expected more, and I didn't get that. But all in all, it was a good little, I guess you could say, nice little easy read or whatnot. If you're looking for something that just ain't that deep, but you want something that's good and probably will make you laugh, then yeah, why not? So anyway, I'm going to end this vlog here. I am done scanning for now. This is fairly new to me, doing the whole wrap up thing, because I'm trying to try something different. I want to give y'all the books that I read at the end of the month, as well as let y'all know what I would recommend as far as what I like to read. I'm still working through the kinks of how I want my channel to go. This is, like I said, this process is fairly new to me. One of my goals is to be more outgoing and outspoken. So this is kind of practice for me. And I have to say, because man, I am a big introvert. I'm very shy, and I'm very to myself. So doing this type of content and this type of interaction is really far away from my comfort zone. So I realize that in life, sometimes you have to get a little uncomfortable and do things outside of your box to kind of stretch yourself. This is a big thing for me, to see myself actually posting content and recording myself and actually posting it for the world to see. It's kind of crazy to me, and when I sit back and think about it, the whole process of editing and putting the video up, I don't even really it's hard for me to go back and watch myself and be dang, I really did that. So yeah, just bear with me as I continue on this journey. I feel like every time I post something, I just get better and better, and I'm trying to get more comfortable doing it. But yeah, so I think that's all. Like I said, that's all I'm going to do right now. That's all I'm going to scan. Those were all of the books that I read this month. All right, so I'm going to end this vlog here, and I'm going to go update my reading journal. If you made it this far, let me know what your favorite book was this month, and thank y'all for hanging out with me. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week.